YouTube and share love and light.
There's a light that shines down upon me, and there's a light that brightens up my day. There's a light leading the way. Oh, there's a light. There's a light, there's a light that opens doors for everyone. Oh, there's a light that touches hearts. There's a light to open everyone to love. Love may hold the answer we are looking for. Love may open up another door of light. Oh, there's a light. Oh, there's a light. Open up in everyone. Can you feel it? There's a light to change the world. Won't you be a part of the light? Oh, love, it is the answer now, and we can see love. There's a light, there's a light that shines inside of me. Oh, there's a light, oh, there's a light that shines inside of you. There's a light in me and you. Oh, there's love.
Indeed, there's a light right here on VCMG, the oldies station, and we're answering your questions all across the nation at 866-972-7247. And we're going to dig deep tonight. How deep is your love? Or how deep do your emotions run? We're going to tune in and we're going to explore how to heal those emotions and how to manifest a better vibrational pattern within ourselves. And as we dig down deep into those emotions, we're going to take a look at some of the, well, lack of a better word, the trauma, the feelings of not feeling good enough or worthy. We've spoken about that before. But how do we move forward? Because our emotions are very strong elements in the manufacturing of our dreams. We have to really work towards creating this connection with who we are, who our soul is, and all the emotional patternings and thought processes that define us. And as we go forward in the journey, it's so important that we recognize that life is a story unfolding with always a new twist and turn that requires us to stay focused and, in a way, be on guard as to what our emotions are sending out as a signal. So what signal do you send out? Each of us has this power to create from our feelings. And when we tune into those feelings, many times we'll find ourselves in a sad space, a sorrowful space, or we'll find ourselves in a stagnant place, a unworthy place, a not enough place, or that 101 worry, right? Worry 101. How many of you have been tied to worry for longer than you'd like to be? Raise your hand. How many feel that worry is robbing you of your joy? Well, worry is a pattern of thought, but it's also tied to emotions. And when those emotions remind you of an experience before when something didn't turn out too well, what do? We go back to what we think we know. And each one of us is rehashing a similar story in the middle of a new story. That new story is designed to have a different outcome, but you remember the time it didn't work out as well as you wanted it to. Maybe there was a time where you were feeling financially well and something just came on and kind of knocked you off your foundation, and you suddenly didn't feel so financially well anymore. And you're like, I'm afraid this is going to happen again. I don't want to be in that position again. And when people put themselves in that position of a thought process of, I don't want to repeat the past, you've already opened the door to the past. Now, do we make sure that we make choices and decisions that are different than we did before? Do we learn from lessons of the past? Yes. But we don't carry the emotion, the feeling of worry with us moving forward. Many of you are calling and asking questions of, when is this going to happen? When am I going to have my partner? Will I always be alone? Am I going to be financially okay? Will I be able to, and whatever the question is. Now, I understand the questioning, and we all want to know those answers, but what is underneath the question? Underneath your question, is there a fear, a concern, or is there just this healthy desire and curiosity to get some guidance as to what to look for to be sure that you're on the path? Now, because I've sat here for so long answering so many questions, I think this is our 703rd live show, something like that. I know that underneath the surface of a lot of your questioning is fear. Can I trust my partner? Is my partner being true to me? All right, let's break it down for you. If we're asking, can I trust my partner? Is my partner being true to me? Chances are, somewhere along the line, there's something that is ringing inauthentic with their way of being with you. But there's also another component to that question. Are you believing that a story of the past is about to unfold in your current life situation because you got hurt or burned so badly before that you just are so afraid it will happen again and devastate you that you are now creating the vibration to make a storyline just like what you left and hoped never would happen again? What if your partner is very private? What if your partner spends a lot of time working? What if your partner is not someone who is as communicative as you are and or would like them to be, but yet you've chosen them? Are you going to let your imagination run down that rabbit hole, dive down head first, and just assume because they're not filling you in on every detail of their day, I went here, I did this, I talked to this person, and given you as much affirmations when they come home so that you know that they're happy to be home, if they're not giving you everything you're looking for, are you going to tell the story down your rabbit hole of, I think something's going on, they must be cheating on me? Because maybe your past relationships have done that before? You see, attached to every experience that's caused us pain, there's an unhealed emotion. And that unhealed emotion is usually fortified by an energy from the past relationships or by an experience from being a child. And as a child, when did you feel something was going on you couldn't trust? Did you think your family was a wonderful unit and then suddenly you started to see it spiral in a different direction? And now just because something looks good, you're afraid to trust it because you're waiting for the walls to cave in? Did you trust the wrong person along the journey? And then they misled you, took advantage of you, hopefully caused no harm to you, but perhaps even that. And are we now carrying that wound so much on our arm that it's attracting more of those wounds? How do we heal? How do we let go? How do we ask for the ability to just be in the energy of love? Just be in the energy of contentment and be in the energy of the divine presence and know that nothing can hurt us, that we are invincible and that we are resourceful and that we can sum up a storyline from a perspective that's more of a conscious perspective as opposed to the subconscious pulling up all the emotions that have ever led us astray. How many of you have spent nights crying or upset, feeling like you can't sleep because so much is on your mind? How many of you were worried something was going to happen? Maybe there's a situation and you didn't know how you were going to resolve it. Maybe it was a financial matter. Maybe it was something in a health matter. And then somehow it worked out. But all the time you spent worrying about the undesired outcome, you created a fortification of past experiences in your emotions that made you not able to hold on to the good vision, that you see yourself healthy or you see yourself content, you see yourself coming out on top of a difficult or challenging situation. We've all been in those challenging situations. We've all had our problems. But how do you release these emotions? First thing you do is surrender it. Every time the emotion comes up inside of you where you feel that sense of uneasiness, I want you to just let it go. Ask the universe to clear that energy. Give it to God. Ask the angels to assist you. Journaling is another way to release the emotions. Perhaps writing a letter to the person who has offended you or upset you, disappointed you. Not for us to send it to them. No, 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 no. For you to write for yourself so that you can have that connection with them etherically and just tell them what you think and tell them how they hurt you and how you feel and that you disconnect from them and you disempower them from ever having any power over in your life again. And that you realize that they were most likely coming from their wounded place and you forgive them. But it doesn't mean you have to re-engage with them. You see, very often people who have been hurt by someone keep finding their way back to the same person. Now that's a puzzle. Why is it that we find ourselves going back to the very same people that hurt us? Is it because we think maybe they won't hurt us this time? Is it because we think perhaps if we change how we are, they won't do that type of thing to us again and we will have proven our worth? We will feel better about ourselves. But what if, just what if, you're not the problem? What if emotionally they are someone who seeks someone or seeks for a person just like yourself who's a little vulnerable in a particular area? And for some reason, they're having been traumatized in their life, causing them to act out with others. See, there's so many ways that we can heal ourselves. But we also have to look at what got us in the mess we got ourselves into. Because ultimately, we have to assume responsibility. Everything is not someone else's fault. You showed up, you had your warning sign, you had that feeling, but somehow you just made it happen. You just took yourself down that path and got yourself all embroiled in something that was only making you feel uncomfortable and sad. I can tell you from all the conversations that I've had that there have been times that people really thought they weren't going to be okay. And even I, from the human eye, sat there and said, ooh, this is a tough one. But I have seen the angels and God sweep in and rectify something that seemed impossible to fix. I have seen the miracles. I have seen the ability of humans to withstand incredible difficulties and come out on top. Your emotions are the key to most things that happen in your life. Because when your emotions are out of balance, then your ability to create a frequency, to create the life that you want, is out of balance. And that imbalance begins to create opposite of what you say you want. You say you want to be successful, yet you keep finding yourself in the jobs that don't let you grow. Why is that? What's the common denominator? You are. You say that you want to be financially well, but you find yourself in a pattern of spending that is sabotaging you. You say you want to be of good health, and perhaps you pass through a dark time, but then you find yourself going through bad patterns all over again and bad habits. And then you put yourself right back on the road of poor health. You say you want to be more relaxed, more present in the moment, but you find yourself allowing your mind to run a million different directions, scattered and imbalanced. You find yourself out of sync. You see, these are the things that we do, that we can stop, that we can catch it. Several times a day, I'll have a conversation with me, little old me. I'll be like, Sarah Spiritual, you just sit right down and keep your mouth shut now. Just relax. It's all going to be fine. Yeah. I have to talk to myself sometimes. I have to let myself know that if something's seeming out of whack and I don't know how I'm going to do it, the universe is going to help me. The universe is going to support me. And that if I, the human, don't have the resources or the answer, that the universe does. And all I need to do is ask for assistance. But when those emotions start churning, you ever talk to someone and some emotions start churning up because there's some unfinished business with them and you really want to give them a thing or two, like really tell them your mind? There's a little underlying frustration or anger, but you just push it down. Those are the things that make you sick. Now, some things are better left unsaid. It is true. That's when you pick up your pen and you write them a letter and you just don't send it. You burn it. You release it. But you take it out of you, because all of those emotions that we choose to push down begin to create this undertow that can suck us in at any moment. And it could be at the pinnacle of success, the greatest moment in your life, and all of a sudden you're feeling this uneasy, ill feeling because you're not centered. You're not trusting. You're not able to truly be in the gratitude and realize that if the universe puts you somewhere, anywhere, that is divine, it's exactly the perfect way to be. Everything's meant to be that way. So why would we question that? There's a frequency associated with manifestation, and that frequency is filled with harmony and love and peace and acceptance and the sense of being comfortable, this sense of trust. So what inside of you, who inside of you, what aspect inside of you are you not trusting that your emotions are running the show? that you allow yourself to get put in that pit. So often I talk to people and they'll tell me literally that they're just so emotional lately, that seeing what's going on in the world is triggering all their childhood fears and their emotions and making them just sad for the world. Well, I would say we do have some things to feel emotional about regarding what's going on in the world. I would say perhaps there is a reason to have a moment of feeling sad or disappointed, seeing the world the way it is, going through its shifts and changes, and the unrest and the lack of peace and respect for others. Well, that can stir up many emotions. But what does that remind you of in your life? You see, often people think that's going on over there. Over there. I wish them well and I want it to work out, but it doesn't really impact my world. That's how it is for some people. But what they don't realize, and what you all don't realize, is that when we see those images on the television, when we hear those stories, even though we may be trying to be a little removed and not allow it to rattle us, because you yourself feel powerless in that situation. You're simply the spectator in something horrible happening in so many different places in the world that you don't know what you could do to make a difference. But the fact that it rattles you, you need to look at who is unrested within me. What emotions within me are unsettled? And how can I redirect my emotions and my thoughts so that I could be a more peaceful person, so that I could be a more respectful person, so that I could be a more transparent and honest person? How can I be a more kind, compassionate person? And where inside of me did I not receive those elements and those emotions and those experiences for me to feel safe within myself so that I could then pour out compassion, love, empathy, and safety and peace to everyone who's in my presence? What is emanating from you? What is coming from your presence? How do we change the world? Yes, I know we have a voice, we can vote, we can make and take a stand, and we can be supportive, and we can send assistance. But we have to tend to the journey and the personal war inside, and our own emotions that are battling with us and battling with our higher self that says you can be more. There is a greater life. There is a better manifestation for you. There is a way for life to unfold that is beautiful. And if we could all hook into that energy and that emotion of joy and love and happiness, and learn to heal the hurts of the past and forgive, and develop understanding for someone else's ways or point of view, then the world itself could be a better place. And each one of us would have the opportunity to send out the emotion of love, to send out the energy and the feeling of the divine. And we, in turn, would be more at peace in our own lives, and we would be able to handle our emotions and keep them in a way that we can experience them, because we're here to experience emotions, but not allow them to control us, derail us, and rob us of the divine destiny that God has for us. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to go to our phone lines at 866-972-7247. And in our 8 o'clock hour, we've got Stacie Holler calling in. She's going to tell us a story or two, because we need to see what the planets have in store for us for the month of November. I understand things are heating up in the astrology, so can't wait to see what Stacie has to say. So stay with us, everyone. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and that's me, Sarah Spiritual, and we will be right back.
Upon me, and there's a light that brightens up my day.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Hey guys, it's Samantha Ramnarine from Car Accident Referral Services. After 911, we want you guys calling cars at 954-249-5858. Let us put more money into your pockets. Our network of attorneys throughout the entire state of Florida will take 25% up to a $1 million settlement. We are putting up to 15% more money into your pockets. You guys got hurt. Not the doctor, not the attorney, but you guys. You guys are taking time off of work, school, church, family, and you guys are going to the doctors every single day. So make sure when you guys want the best, you give us a call at 954-249-5858. We want to put more money into your pockets. We want to treat you like family. So when you want the experience and you want the best, you call Car Accident Referral Services. Let us help you from step to step, and we will make sure that we guide you the right way. The insurance companies have attorneys defending them. Why don't you guys have attorneys defending you? Give us a call, 954-249-5858.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Broadcasting from the Robes Studio. Injured recently? Call the Robes Law Group, where winning is a habit. 561-570-5700. Robes, winning for you and our community. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies channel.
Oh, hi, neighbor.
So today's your big move.
Yes, and I'm really nervous. Last time my movers never showed up.
But didn't you hire 2 men and a truck?
Yes, this time.
Then you can relax. 2 men and a truck moved our home. They moved my business. They were great. They helped us pack and gave us free box delivery.
Look, here they are.
Right on time. There, 2 men and a truck. Find them at 2menpalmbeach.com and 2mentreasurecoast.com.
On the outdoors and the open road, don't miss RV Hour. Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Hosted by Giant Recreation World second generation owner and CEO Larry McNamara and his co-host Dwayne Adams. RV Hour, Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. right here on the True Oldies channel.
Now, one of the world's most prestigious private classic car collections is open to the public. The Dower Museum of Classic Cars in Sunrise. 30,000 square feet of extraordinary vehicles, many one of a kind, and all restored to their original splendor. More than cars, the Dower collection also celebrates countless other American innovations throughout the years. Bring the whole family or host your next event with us. For information and tickets, visit DowerCars.com.
Big news, you don't have to wait for Black Friday to get an amazing deal on your next Bahamas cruise, because Margaritaville at Sea is giving you a sneak peek of their best sale of the year right now for a limited time. Get a 3-day, 2-night cruise to the Bahamas starting at just $89 for 2 guests, plus get up to 30% off all specialty dining, beverage packages, shore excursions, and more. This exclusive Black Friday sneak peek only lasts a few days, so go to margaritavillatsea.com and book today to save on the biggest sale of the year.
Look up in the sky. On a t-shirt, a hoodie, or a hat, it's the Print Hero. The Print Hero team is made up of expert designers and printers, each with their own unique superpowers. Help your company look great. Stand out with your unique lifestyle. The Print Hero has you covered. Let your business soar with Print Hero. Display your logo, love, lifestyle, or whatever you want the world to see on a t-shirt, hoodie, or hat. Best prices and fast turnaround time. Print Hero, a company that goes above and beyond to deliver top quality products and services to their clients. Learn more at theprinthero.com. Up, and away.
Join us for Moments of Scripture, hosted by Jan Coleman every Sunday morning from 6 to 6:30 a.m. We will read the Bible, pray, and offer blessings to all who listen in the name of our Lord and Savior. Moments of Scripture, every Sunday at 6 a.m.
Ant Media Productions proudly announces Music Nights. We invite you to a 2-night concert event, November 10th and December 1st, starring J.C. Dreesen, with her Salute to the Veterans. And Fleetwood Mac tribute band on the land. For more information and to grab your tickets, head over to events.am2.tv. That is events.am2.tv, and don't be late.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next 2 hours of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another 2 hours to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
Yes, indeed. There's a light right here in VCMG, and we are answering your questions all across the nation at 972-7247. I'm like, let's go wrap up the music. Let's get into our callers and talk to our friends on Facebook and on YouTube. And we welcome your calls at 866-972-7247. I'm really thrilled to talk to all of you tonight. There's been a lot coming up for everybody. And before I get into that, I want to let you know that I've got Calvin Cates doing some healing work with the Crystal Healing Bed. I think there's a couple of spots left on Friday or Saturday, and or both, for a healing session with Calvin Cates at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. This is the Crystal Healing Bed session. It is based from the energy of the Casa Dom Ignacio as the healing energy in Brazil. So visit expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com, and there you can find all the information and grab one of those spots before we fill up and there's nothing left. All right, here we go. Are you ready? We're going to go to the phone lines, 866-972-7247. I've got to go to Pamela, and Pamela is in Georgia. I got Pamela. Pamela, how are you tonight?
Hi, Sarah. I'm a little under the weather, if you can tell by my voice, but I'm doing well.
All right, so we won't ask you to sing anything today. I'll do it for you. Go ahead.
No. So first I want to say congratulations on your over 700 shows.
Thank you.
I haven't talked to you in a couple months, so that's a huge milestone.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And then the other thing, which is always amazing to me, and I don't know why anymore because it's just guaranteed to happen. My question tonight, I said to myself when I saw the topic of healing your emotions, I said, oh, this is so off topic. How's this ever going to dovetail? But with your intro, when you said a lot of it is because we fear repeat situations, and
Yes.
that is the case. You and I have talked about the sale of my house.
Yes.
And I have some repairs, that I have to do. And I've been consciously looking for the appropriate people to perform these repairs. So it's taken some time. We haven't talked about the sale of this house in probably 8 months or so now. And I now have 2 people. So I'm at a crossroads. And both, I feel, are competent in their skill set and what they do. However, in this project, they are very different in their strategy approach. So I have been working on, being centered and being quiet and to determine who I want to hire. And then the craziest thing popped into my head earlier, a couple hours ago, that maybe it's both. And I'm just looking to you to maybe guide me through how I can determine how to get this project done and who to contract with.
So is it, if I'm understanding what your conversation was, is it possible that there's several different items that need to be addressed in the home, and then we could divide the work between 2 people into closer to their area of expertise? Is that a possibility?
And this is just an outside project regarding a deck. They're both focused on the deck, but how they want to repair it and what they want to do in their different processes and their different picture of how this would go is completely different. One says, I'll do A, B, and C, and this will work this way. The other says to do A, B, and C is not going to work. I want to do D, E, and F, if that makes any sense.
It does. It does. Do we have first names for these individuals, please?
Yes. The first name for one of them is Alex.
Okay.
And the first name for the other... Okay, do you want me to stop?
No, what's the other one's name?
It's Osvaldo. Osvaldo.
But one of them seems to be a little bit more practical and analytical, yes, and thorough. Is that correct?
Possibly. As I said, they both seem competent. So I'm not getting a huge distinction in that aspect at this point.
My guides are leaning towards qualities that Alex has. So there's something
Okay.
Alex is bringing to the table that's going to give you what you want. Now, you have a deadline here because we want to sell this house, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And we also have a budget we need to adhere to because part of the reason we want to sell the house is we want it to be free. Yes.
Free.
All right, there you go. I knew you could sing. So here's how you determine what you want to do. You tell them, I hear XYZ, I hear ABC. You're the expert in that. But let me tell you what I need this to be like, look like, and the timeline I need. So do you have the staff to help you? Do you have the materials, or do you have a connection to get the materials in an expedited manner so that we could put this together? And that's what you need to know. Who's going to deliver the goods? Go ahead.
Well, I believe they'll both deliver. But again, it's differently. It's very interesting. And I don't want to get in the weeds with it.
Right.
But
you're already in the weeds.
But
you're
Alex,
in the weeds.
so
yes.
you said your guys are leading you to Alex.
Correct.
If I were to hire Alex to do this job, exactly what you just said to me, he's telling me it's going to look right. It's going to be fine. It's going to be stable. It will be good. So are your guides saying that I will be pleased with what Alex brings to the table in workmanship, quality, and the final overall picture of this?
My guides are leaning towards Alex, but in order to really see Alex's energy and all of Alex's intentions, right? I would need his birthday. Yeah. I would need a lot more information to definitely dive in and explore that. But my guides are leaning towards Alex. Now, I say this to you. Mm. We also need to be confident in the relationship with them. Have we checked out their referrals, reviews? Have we checked any of that out?
Well, interestingly enough, each one of them did separate projects for a single neighbor. So I've seen and talked to the neighbors about each of them individually.
Perfect.
So nobody's complaining.
Then, again, I'm going to go back to the word you used that I said, yes, you're already there. You're putting yourself in the weeds. If both appear competent but have two separate approaches that are going to ideally get to the outcome necessary to sell the house, we're not designing something for House Beautiful magazine. We need to repair and we need to get it stable, and we need it not to issue any red flags in an inspection. We need to have it add value to the house, and we need to get out of that house.
Yes, everything you've said is perfect. And you know what? It's given me great clarity how you just did that.
Perfect. What is your house number? Not the street address, because we don't want everyone visiting you. What's the house number?
We don't. 2127.
Okay. Well, it could be fun depending who showed up. We could have quite the party, but right now you're a little under the weather, so we won't do that. So right now here I see, very interesting. This is a solid house number that is going to bring you some balance on your way out the door. And when I look at the house number, even though you're about 6 months behind schedule, according to my guides, but that's okay because everything happens right on time, we can get you ready for February of 2024 to get you out of there and all sold, signed, sealed, and delivered.
Okay.
So make it happen.
Will do.
All right. Thank you so much, Pamela, for updating us and following the show. We greatly appreciate it. We appreciate your kind words and compliments as well. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. 866-972-7247. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and we want to welcome our new audience in Miami on 104.3 WSFS. Glad to have you joining us. Welcome. We've been on air for coming on 14 and a half years on national radio, so we're so glad you're joining our listening audience. And we're also heard on 95.3, 95.9, 96.9, 106.9. And welcome, 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 Miami. Glad to have you on board. We're going to go back to our phone lines. And if you're viewing us on Facebook and YouTube, Facebook friends, please share the page, share the light. Send me some stars, for God's sakes. I could use a star or two. I think it's a cent. Send me a star. Make me feel like a star. Shower me with stars on Facebook. My friends on YouTube, please tell everyone to visit Sarah Spiritual on YouTube. Take a look at some of the shows we've put out, some of the music that we have, and share the love and share the light. All right, let's go back to our phone lines, 866-972-7247. I've got to go to South Carolina. I got Dawn on the line. Dawn, how are you tonight?
Here I am. Hello.
Hello, Dawn. Take
Hello.
a deep breath. How are you?
Hey, Miss Sarah.
Good to have you
How are
here.
you?
I am great. Good to connect with you.
It's been a while since I talked to you, Miss Sarah.
Yes, it's
I've
been a
just gone
while,
through a lot.
and you've been through
Yes.
a roller coaster, yes?
Yes, I am.
Yes,
You know
ma'am.
it.
I know. I know what I see. And here's the interesting thing that I
Mm-hmm.
have for you, Dawn, is that even though you feel like you're stuck and you're broken and things are not moving in the way that you want, I want you to know that you're going to pass through all of this and things are going to feel much more settled. The next 4 months are going to continue to feel a little bit uneasy, and then things begin to right themselves and you feel more stable in many areas of your life. Because when I look at your life, it's like somebody like kind of blew up the living room and now we've got a mess everywhere, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Dawn, what is your burning question for us tonight?
Miss Sarah, this is things gonna get better. I mean, just what you answered. You just told me it's gonna be better in 4 months. I'm fixing to sell my house. I've been very sick, and I don't know what else to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when I
I've
go
lived in
to
a lot of-
the health, if I may, Dawn, so if I may, because I'm really hearing Spirit. Spirit talks to me about you're constantly tired. We're having problems in breath and breathing, something in the chest area as well. I'm not a doctor. I'm not diagnosing, but this is what I'm being made aware of. Is that true?
Well, that little bit I had just done. I've got cirrhosis, I've got pancreatitis, and I've got 2 vertebrae in my neck messed up. So yeah, it feels like I felt like I was having a heart attack, but it was on the other side.
And
Yeah, you're
also,
right.
you're having difficulty getting a good breath. Is that true? Like your breathing seems tight, yes?
Yeah, I paid it. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So yes, you're fixing to sell your house and you are going to sell your house. There's some things that have to be done to your house as well in order to get it sold. So you're working on getting those things in order?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes,
We need to make sure we have the right
You were
people to
saying-
help us.
You what, Miss Sarah?
I said you need to make sure you have the right people helping you.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I had this one lady. I walked into the lawyer's office, didn't even read the paper because I was in so much pain, and I signed my house over to her, and then I got home and had it stopped. And now she has nothing to do with me. She won't take me to miss my doctor's appointments or nothing. So, yeah, I know what you're saying there.
Well,
But I
you
got
see.
2 people now that are, she's been my best friend for 4 years, and they're helping me.
Well, that's good. I mean, no one should ask you to sign your house over to them. That was someone who was looking to take advantage of your difficult situation. So
Yeah.
that's not acceptable, right? So this is something
Right.
that is unfortunate, but it goes on all the time. But I do see that 2024, when I take you into that frequency of 2024, you're able to relax and rest a little more because it's just too much for you, everything that's going on around you in your home. So it's not able to you're not able to take the rest that's necessary.
Yes, ma'am. You're right. You're exactly right. But
Dawn.
everything's going to be okay, Miss Sarah?
Yes, you are in the place where life is going to take a turn for the better. We have to work with the doctors because the doctors still have some work to do for you to kind of balance out your body. All right. And so it's going to take a little time to restructure you and get you back on track. Dawn, I have a woman connected to you who stands above you. She makes me aware that she stands in a maternal place, but I don't place her as mother figure. I place
Hold on,
her
mister, I
as...
can hear you. Are you there?
I'm here.
Hello, you, Sarah?
Yes,
Okay,
are you
I can
here?
hear you now.
Okay.
Okay.
There's a woman who's standing above you who has passed. She stands in a maternal figure, but she's above the mother energy. She makes me feel as if she was your grandmother. Your grandmother is passed, please, Dawn?
No, it'd be my mother.
That's your mother.
I think it's my mother. Me and my grandmother. My mom was the one that got killed by the train. Remember?
Well, no, I don't remember. I don't remember. Unfortunately, I don't remember people's stories, but there is a woman who is above you, Dawn, who is looking after you. And she is standing above you to connect with you, to let you know that she is with you.
Thank you.
So know that you're not alone, that she's going to hold your hand every step of the way, that she is coming to you in this energy of love. She wants you to know that she did the best she could when she was alive, and that she brings you much healing and love and joy in this time, and that she will be with you through this journey.
Yeah, I feel her presence.
Yeah. She says that even though she didn't get to say goodbye to you, she knows that you know that she's with you. So, yes, you feel her presence.
Oh, yeah, she's all in the house. She makes herself aware.
Yes.
You know, she tells me
Absolutely.
I hear things moving, and I know she's there.
Yes.
I do.
So just know that she's
I feel
with you, and she's going to continue to assist you. All right, my darling?
Thank you, Miss Sarah.
You're welcome, honey. God bless you, and bye for now. Bye.
Bye.
866-972-7247. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to come right back to our phone lines. We're going to say hey to our friends on Facebook and YouTube. So don't go away, everyone. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. That's me, Sarah Spiritual. We'll be right back.
I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your song?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your song? Because you know that you know me. Every soul has
Yes, indeed. Every soul's got its journey right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. And if you enjoy that song, be sure to visit my YouTube. That's one of my original songs. Do you know me? Do I know you? I think we met before. Because we are all soul family, and I know that our souls have met before, including the opening, There's a Light. Visit Sarah Spiritual on YouTube. There you'll find all of my, well, not all, most of my original songs. We have over 300 songs that Spirit has channeled through me. It's just an instantaneous songwriting moment that just gives me everything we need to create just that type of song. And I love sharing music with all of you. Now, I've got to let you in on a secret. After all, you're my radio audience. So, shh. To the millions of you listening, don't tell the others. The Expedito Enlightenment Center, where Sarah Spiritual resides, in West Palm Beach, is having a sale. Shh. Don't tell the others. We haven't officially announced it, but the sale is Friday and Saturday. And there, you'll have everything on sale except for candles and sessions, so that leaves you with quite an array of wonderful spiritual metaphysical products, books, incense, statues, Buddhas. We've got crystals, we've got bracelets. We have everything you need to create your beautiful spiritual sanctuary and to connect with the divine. So visit Sarah Spiritual online at sarahspiritual.com or expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com, and there you'll get an idea of where we're located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in West Palm Beach. And you can also see just a few of the items that we have at the center. But know that we have 2,100 square feet of spiritual stuff that's going on sale this Friday and Saturday. So the millions of you that know that, don't tell the others. They won't be able to know till tomorrow. Well, we've got to go back to our phone lines. And our friends on Facebook and YouTube, pile in those questions, because after I answer a few phone calls, I've got to go to Facebook. I understand we're having quite the conversation there. But I've got to go to the phone lines. And I happen to have a caller on the line who is someone that I haven't had the opportunity to speak to, but I have come to know that she has a question for me. And I've got to let you know that this weekend I was very busy. Another thing I'm not allowed to tell you about. But some of the people that I was with this weekend, who are working on a very special project, they were at a convention. And this fabulous convention was the Spooky Empire Horror Movie Convention in Orlando. Now, I don't know, scary movies make me feel a little afraid. But while they were there, they connected with someone from Nightmare on Elm Street 4. And I'm going to take a call from Tuesday night, because from what I understand and their conversations in Orlando, Tuesday night has a question for me, Sarah Spiritual. So let's take the line. And hello, Tuesday, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I am great. Good to connect with you and glad to have you here on my show. So sorry I wasn't up there at the convention, but I understand that you all had a blast.
Yeah, it was great. Great fun.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And we missed you in Fort Lauderdale, but rumor has it that somehow our paths are going to cross and you and I will meet officially in person. Now, I was told that you had a question for me. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. So, if I may, let me open up with Spirit first, see what Spirit has to share with you, and then we'll get to your question. So the first thing they make me aware of, Tuesday, is that in this moment in time, you are ready for great expansion and growth. And this expansion and growth is not just limited to your career and the things that you wish to accomplish, but there's an expansion and growth of consciousness. And there's been an awakening happening to you. Now, I'm not talking about a scary awakening like in a horror movie. I'm talking about an awakening of connection with spirit. And you kind of have a sense of spirit world, energy. You're becoming more and more aware. And in this time frame of where you are now, in this juncture of your life, and when I fast forward you for the next 5 years, I see spiritual openings and gifts awakening inside of you, and you becoming much more aware of the energy, people around you, and even be able to have this sense of intuition and articulate it to someone else. So this is a very powerful time. And the one thing your guides and your angels want you to know, Tuesday, is trust your gut. Your gut is never wrong. I know at times, because you can overthink things, you kind of battle with yourself in your mind, but don't do that to yourself, Tuesday, because you are right on the money and you are right on time for everything that you want. Does that make sense to you, Tuesday?
Yeah, it does.
Perfect. Tuesday, what's your burning question for me today?
My question is, will I get a job, well, I'm an actress, if I will get either a regular job or a reoccurring job on a show? Because that is what my goal is. Instead of doing so many independent films and stuff, I really want to get back to television.
Yes. So let's look at where we are in the journey. So I have to go back in time in order to move you forward. So when I look at where you are in this journey of 2023, and then I spin you back to 2014 into 15, that was a time of some transition and change in your career. Were you going through some transition and change at that time in 2014 into 15, Tuesday?
Yep.
And that was the setup for many of the things and the projects and the human experiences, the personal experiences that you've had over these past 7 years. But when I look at where you are now, I feel like we're cleaning up. There's some things that needed to change, and I feel like you've centered yourself and you've done some cleanup to be sure that you're on a better path. I don't know if we were looking at changing an agent, changing a manager, looking at making some adjustments in the resume, right, with your headshot. There are things that you are looking to do and should be doing as we graduate you from 2023 to 2024. So yes, 2024 does offer you regularity on and up with an opportunity. And I may say TV, but I know there's so many different platforms, but I feel that it's a major part, a major role, something that's going to open you up to advance you and give you that consistency that you seem to be lacking at this time because it hasn't been consistent enough or mainstream enough. And I see you being integrated into mainstream. And when does the energy really ramp up and amp up for you? After your birthday of 2024. Then we move you in this progression of February to May of 2024. I see opportunities, I see auditions, I see connections, and I see you being selected for something that's going to put you in a great spotlight, is the word they give me. Does that answer your question, Tuesday?
Yeah, it sounds great.
Perfect. Did you have any follow-up question for me?
Well, you kind of hit on it a little bit. Anyway, yeah, many times I've gone to psychics, and they always seem to tell me that I'm as psychic as they are, but I don't open up to it. I do kind of kind of shy away from it a little bit if I have, those kinds of thoughts and stuff like that.
Well, I understand that. And as someone who can shy away from it, let me say this. You have an aspect of God inside of you. We all do. And for some of us, that aspect of God radiates in a particular way. In your way, it radiates in your ability to connect with people, with your ability to be seen by others and have them recognize you. And the gift of who you are be broadcasted on mediums such as television, radio, theater. This is how you've been projecting out your God energy. But let me tell you what comes next. You have this hidden gift that maybe you've pushed away, but it is your strongest of gifts, and it has been acting through you. This intuition that you've tried to push away has been acting through you and has made you such a great actress. So remember, it's been acting within you all along. You intuitively, instinctively always know how to blend and work a role to really deliver to the producers and the directors and really hone in on what the character is calling for. This is part of your intuition. So I'm going to suggest, open up a little more. Allow the angels and guides to nudge you in the right direction so that you can truly land the role of your dreams, because it is possible. It is waiting for you. And when I step you into the year of 2026, I really feel a sense of accomplishment and that you feel as if you've arrived. So I know I fast-forwarded us a bit, but do know, Tuesday, that this is a time of great growth, great expansion, and will lead to everything lining up as you desire. I'm really appreciative of you calling in tonight. We trust we've been of service to you.
Yeah, fabulous.
Fabulous. Thank you, Tuesday. And I can't wait for you to come on down to Fort Lauderdale and we can all hang out and try not to scare me here because I don't know. I don't want to be part of your Scream Queen horror movies, but let's see what happens.
No, I'm not going to scare you. I'm not going to scare you at all. No, no, no. I'm actually going to be a part of the show, so that would be cool.
I know. I think it's going to be great, but shh. We can't talk about that right now. But all right, Tuesday, thanks so much for calling in.
Yes.
Greatly appreciate it. And we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye for now. Bye.
Bye, sweetie.
Bye. 866-972-7247. Such fun to talk to Tuesday Night, who played Christina on Nightmare on Elm Street. So we thank her for calling in. And, well, she and I are going to be hanging out in the next couple of months. We got some plans going on. But in the meantime, I've got to go back to my phone lines, and I've got Yvonne, and Yvonne is in Chicago. Yvonne, how are you tonight?
I'm okay, Sarah. Thank you so much. I'm okay.
Good.
My emotions need healing.
You do.
Something's off there. Yeah. Oh
Well,
my God, yeah.
You're feeling separate. You're feeling a little alone. You're feeling like you're not in alignment with your purpose. This is true, yes?
Yes, it is.
And as you
Yes.
line up with your emotions, you're really trying to see who really makes you feel good and who's complementary to the experience of what you want. Is that also true?
Yes, it is. And
as I
there was
look at this,
somebody
as I look at this energy, I do have to let you know something. Your mother, who has passed, is with you. And
Thank you.
She wants you to know that you're not as alone as you think.
Oh my God.
And so I don't know if we've cried out to her or made her feel that you needed her. But I hear this song in my head, if I may. I have to share this with you. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up. Right? That's the energy of the song.
Yeah.
And so you've been
I just
asking to be
posted a
raised
video.
up from the pit that you feel like you're in. Is that true?
Yes. Yes.
A little
yes.
bit
I
depressed
met
at the
someone
time.
some months
Yes.
ago, and I thought it was him, and now, we kind of split up, and I'm just.
Well, he was the door opener. He's the door opener.
Okay.
Let him, he paved the way, got you used to the fact that we could have somebody in our life, but you want someone who's going to really show up and roll up their sleeves and be a part of the story and very interactive with you. And he's a little more self-centered than you really wanted and a little more self-centered than is necessary in your life. Because quite frankly, Yvonne, you've taken care of so many people. It's kind of amazing. So now it's time for Yvonne to make Yvonne happy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Be sure when you take your mom's picture out that you talk to her.
I posted a video of her service in the cemetery a couple hours ago.
I know.
Wow, and you just said that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just talk to her.
You.
She's with you.
I will.
She
And
felt
the
that
guy
post.
who's not the one.
Yeah, she felt that post energetically, right? Obviously,
Thank
they're
you.
not watching our social media posts, but she energetically feels that energy and that cry out to her. And she is so with you. I have just such love and emotion pouring from her to you to share with you.
Yeah.
All right, my dear.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
And he's not the one. The guy that I was mentioning earlier. Is he? Not the one.
To the left, everything in the box to the left. Hello, let it go.
Okay. Thank you, Sarah.
If he would just
Thank
kind
you.
of
Love you.
shift and duck, like my spirit's like, he dipped, right? So if he's just dipping and he's out, and then he pops back, is like, Yvonne, I made a mistake. But what does that say about his energy? Okay? Like, that's
oh my God. Okay.
squirrely. And haven't you had enough
God.
inconsistent, squirrely people in your life already?
Oh, yes, I have. Yes.
Yeah, I know. I know you do.
Yes.
I see a whole bunch of
Thank
squirrels and a
you.
whole bunch of nuts, quite frankly. So we don't need any more nuts, honey. All right?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Sarah.
Sending you much love, knowing
Love
your
you
mom's
guys.
with you. All right, honey, bye for now.
Thank you.
All right,
Okay,
bye.
bye.
866-972-7247. We're going to grab a quick break from our sponsors. And then when we come back, we're going to come back to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah right here on VCMG on the Oldie Station. And special welcome to our friends on 104.3 in Miami. And of course, we're not going to forget our friends on 95.3, 95.9, 96.9, and 106.9. And of course, 103.1 HD3. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back.
Before I walk through the door, do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your song?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your soul? Because you know that you know me. Every soul has its story, like a movie playing in.
Yes, indeed. Every soul's got a story here, and we want to hear what's the story. Well, it used to be a commercial, What's the Story, Jerry? But we're going to see what's the story here. I've got Jennifer in Port St. Lucie. And I got to see what's going on with Jennifer. Jennifer, how are you tonight? Jennifer, are you there? All right, we're going to have to see if we can get Jennifer back on the line at another time. So we'll see if we can get Jennifer. So we're going to get...
Hello?
Oh, Jennifer, there you are. You almost lost your chance to talk to Sarah Spiritual tonight. How are you, honey? We've got a few minutes before we get ready to go to our break and talk to our astrologer, Stacie Holler. So, Jennifer, what's your burning question for me tonight? Quite the... quite the mess you got yourself into, girl. My spirit guides are going, Sarah, that's a hot mess. It's going to take more than a couple minutes to get this woman back on track. But that said, what is your burning question for me?
Oh, God. My emotions is so unbalanced. It's so out of balance. I just want to find it from spirit without ever find myself again because I feel like I don't know where I'm at this point in my life.
Well, let me say this to you. First thing Spirit says is that all that glitters is not gold. So you found out that it wasn't even gold-plated. It has now tarnished. Is this correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. But you did everything you did for the right reasons. And there's no real reason for you to just kind of cut the line and go. It's something that you have to pray and meditate and follow your intuition as to what's best for you and how life looks without this fake relationship. I know that's a real strong word, but it's a bit of a fake relationship. Right. I know. My spirit guides just flash that to me. I'm like, they're like, it's like faux. And they're like, no, it's fake. I'm like, okay, it's fake. So in the energy of the intentions, your intentions were to partner with someone who wanted to have a relationship. And their intention was not that they didn't care, but they had a much more of a transactional approach to the experience. And it's worked rather well for them, but it's not working well for you. So what this has done for you is it's drumming up all the old emotions of where you've been before in past relationships. And that's what we were talking about in the opening monologue. So I'm really glad that you are calling tonight because your emotions are playing back the tape and the story of how things used to be when you were in an experience of a relationship that was not the same, but that went south and left you feeling on the outside looking in and almost holding the bag. But I will tell you that history is not repeating itself because you have yourself on the other side of the story as opposed to when this happened to you before. You are in much more of a place of power and consistency, and you have all the, well, you've got all the right cards to play your hand and win, which is better than where you were before. How did you get yourself in this mess? You saw someone who said they were a certain way, and because they modeled a path of someone who is to be respected and honored and in a polite way put themselves on the pedestal, you thought, well, I could see that in them, and I would love to be associated with that energy. And then if they have such high regard for others in their way of service and action, then of course they'll be a fair and great partner for me. Well, that didn't turn out to be the case. And so your intentions were fine. It was just that they didn't have the same vibration. So I will tell you this, that now is not the time for you to take action in this yet. It is best for you to graduate into the 2024 and come to terms with your emotion so that you can have the direct connection to the outcome you desire, so that when you speak your truth, it doesn't really matter what they say. It's going to be that you are comfortable with where you are and what the outcome will be, whether it makes them uncomfortable or not. All right? Because they're the one who came in with sunglasses, and we really couldn't see the whole story. All right? We couldn't see their eyes. But now you see their eyes. And in the darkness, it looked a little spooky. After all, I just had the Nightmare on Elm Street woman on. So since we could talk to Tuesday night, I'm telling you, we got a reason to scream. But that's okay. It's time for you to let go. Be kind to yourself. One of the most important things I want people to know is that when we find ourselves in an emotional misstep, we have to be kind to ourselves. Do not beat yourself up. You came from a place of love and desire of an equal vibrational match, someone who you felt had purpose, and you could be a part of that purpose. But that's not quite the story in the end. So you did it for the right reasons. I've got to go. It's time for us to go to commercial. I hope I've given you enough insight to help you feel better and gather your emotions. Yes?
Yes, I do appreciate that. That helps me a lot.
Thank you so much. All right, honey.
Thank you so
God
much,
bless
Sarah.
you. All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Bye for now. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to see what the stars have in store for us with our very special guest, Stacie Holler. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
There's a light that shines down upon me, and there's a light that brightens up my day. There's a light leading the way. Oh, there's a light.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Broadcasting from the Robes Studio. Injured recently? Call the Robes Law Group, where winning is a habit. 561-570-5700. Robes, winning for you and our community. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies channel. Follow Oldies on social media. See what's happening in the community. Have a laugh with some funny memes. And keep in touch with other good time oldies lovers. Facebook and Instagram at True Oldies FLA. That's at True Oldies FLA.
Robes Law Group of Delray Beach understands winning. As a member of the American Academy of Attorneys $100 million club, they've proven time and again that winning for you is their habit. Don't wait to suffer an accident. Download their app today. Be prepared and be protected by placing Robes Injury Law in the palm of your hand. Download their mobile app now at robes.app. That's ROBES.app. Click on robeslawgroup.com or call them today at 561-570-5700. Robes Law Group, winning for you and our community. Offices throughout Palm Beach County.
Have you been at Chowderheads in Jupiter? If you're looking for the best seafood flown in fresh from Boston, then you have to try Chowderheads. They have daily specials too. Monday is all-you-can-eat mussels with 2 sides for only $22.95. And then Lobster Taco Tuesday for $15.95. Wednesday is Buckashuck Blue Point oysters and 50% off all wine bottles. On Thursday, enjoy decadent lobster mac and cheese and a side for $24.95. Chowderheads is open 7 days a week and located in the Driftwood Plaza on South US Highway 1 in Jupiter. For reservations or to go, call 561-203-2903. Check out their menu at chowderheadsusa.com.
Gold, silver, copper, precious metals, battery metals, green metals, stocks, and the potential for a 5 or 10 times does exist. Listen and learn. The Ellis Martin Report, weekdays at 9:30 a.m. here on South Florida's True Oldies.
Ant Media Productions proudly announces Music Nights. We invite you to a 2-night concert event, November 10th and December 1st, starring J.C. Dreesen with her Salute to the Veterans. And True Rumors, the greatest Fleetwood Mac tribute band on the land. For more information and to grab your tickets, head over to events.am2.tv. That is events.am2.tv, and don't be late.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussion to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
There's a light that shines down upon me, and there's a light that brightens up my day. There's a light leading the way.
Yes, indeed. There's a light right here on VCMG, and you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation at 866-972-7247. Are you getting a busy signal? It's okay. Put us on speed dial. Just chill. We're going to talk to our favorite resident astrologer, Stacie Holler, and then I'll go back to our phone lines and I'll visit my friends on Facebook and YouTube. I hear there's quite the conversation going on, so be sure to put your questions in the feed for when we come back from Stacie's conversation with us about the stars. We're going to go to our phone lines, we're going to go to Facebook and YouTube, and a very special thank you and shout out to Tuesday Night from Nightmare on Elm Street 4 for her dropping by and asking her really important question so that Spirit could give her that guidance. So you see, everybody listens to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, even the horror queens. All right, we've got to go back to the phone lines and pull up Stacie. Stacie, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, enjoying the show, Sarah.
Good. We're so glad to have you back. I can't believe it's November. Oh, my goodness.
I know. It is going very fast.
It is so quick. I can't believe it. So quick. So, Stacie, I don't even know what question.
We're ready to rock a lot of energy this month.
Correct. I don't even know what question to ask about November because everything just seems so up in the air and erratic and unexpected and heavy and then fast and then slow. I don't even know what to expect for November, so I'm really hoping you're going to shed some light on this for us.
I'm going to do my best, and I think, we always say knowledge is power. Let's know what's going on out there so we know how to navigate.
Right.
And I think you gave a big explanation about Uranus and what we're going to be talking about in a moment. But yes, I think there's a couple of things we want to pay attention to this month so we can navigate better. We're all feeling a lot of pressure and heat, right?
Right, we are. We absolutely are.
So I thought tonight we would take a look, as we always do. We look at the new moon and the full moon because the moons really guide a lot of the energies this month. But there's a couple of other things I think we all want to be aware of. And that's actually what starts off this Saturday when Saturn finally goes direct. And we're all going to feel some relief because that will at least let us go and take some action. And we're going to talk about in each of the signs where that area is for us, so where we could move forward now, finally, after 4.5 months. So that'll bring us some relief. And Venus does go into Libra on the 8th, and that's love time. So that'll make a social month. But then I think, Sarah, what you just described, everybody jot down November 11th. I think that's the day we all want to try to stay low. In fact, earlier in the show, Sarah, I was waiting for you to sing The Heat Is On. That's the day.
The heat is on.
All right.
It's
I
on.
cued you for that.
Thank you.
November 11th. Yes. Well, Mars, the very powerful, aggressive, fiery planet, is in Scorpio, and it's opposing Uranus. And what you were just speaking about, Uranus is the out of the box, the what the heck just happened. That's Uranus, big fireball. So they oppose each other that day. So keep your cool, everyone. Watch your temper. Uranus wants you to be free and is going to push us. It's also about technology. So everybody double check everything with your techno fair that day on the 11th. There could be some unexpected surprises. And what you were describing too, Sarah, we're seeing on the planet with Mars firing up, with the war and hate. But in our personal lives, I know a lot of people are feeling it too. So just remember, it's for our greater good, and it's pushing us to where we need to be, but it's not fun. So that 11th, I just want to put out there to everyone. Then we'll talk about the new moon in Scorpio on the 13th. That begins a new 6-month cycle. And the sun moves into Sag on the 22nd, so we move a little bit out of intense Scorpio into a little more fun time. Sag is more adventure, fun time. And then we'll talk about the full moon at the end of the month and kind of take a look at where we are. So that's kind of for everyone. Should we see how it's affecting each one of us, Sarah?
I would love to do that, but let's just go back to the 11th for one moment. So when you kind of tell us
You
fasten our
want to address that
seatbelts,
again, huh?
I
Okay.
do, I do, and let me just ask this: there's a blanket statement that things could be a little highly charged, a little bit of difficulty. Perhaps we could have some technological aspects kind of bump into our path and kind of create a little frustration. So we, of course, don't want to invite that into our energy, right? It's not going to be that way for everyone. Some people are going to feel things more intensely than others. But how do we prepare, knowing that November could have its twists and turns, and that this middle part of November, because we know it's not always just the day, it's energy leading up to and sometimes energy after. So there's a little bit of time of energy that could be in a wonky state. How can you suggest to our listeners that we kind of prepare for this? If something comes up, how do we handle it? What are some of your suggestions?
Well, I think a couple of things, and that's a great question. You know, when Uranus is in play, which is big time here, it's really pushing us to be our authentic selves and to really be us and who we are. So anticipating that this is going to push us, first of all, knowing that something may happen will take a little of the bite off it. So when it does happen, you'll say, well, here it is. But it's time to keep your cool. And even approaching that day, do something calming for yourself. If some tempers flare up, go with the flow. Stay centered. Really, it's about riding the tide and knowing whatever does really shake up your life in a big way ultimately is to move you in the right direction. Or else it wouldn't be happening, because that's what the universe is doing for us, guiding us along our path. So how do you anticipate an unexpected surprise? Know you're going to get one. Know you could deal with whatever comes your way. And stay close and stay calm through the bumpy times.
Sounds like a plan.
That's the best we can do, because the energies always change, right?
They always change, and we're always ebbing and flowing, and no matter where we are, no matter how intense it may be, there's always some movement and some change. All right, Stacie, let's rock around the astrological clock and tell us how this is going to affect the different astrological signs.
All right. Now, pay attention, everyone. If you know your rising sign, pay attention to both your sun and your rising sign. You'll see which one resonates more for you. But we'll start with Aries. Now, Aries, Saturn is going direct in your 12th house. So this resonates, Sarah, with what you were saying in the beginning of your show about emotional healing time. So especially for Aries and Aries rising signs, now you can move forward with your healing because it's all about your spiritual, emotional side. Now, your new moon is in your 8th house coming up. Now, that's about your very close, intimate relationship. So maybe there's one that you want to have a deeper bond with, or maybe not. And it's also about shared resources. So it could be a time to look at new financial arrangements or ways you can invest together. Now, the full moon, now remember, the full moon, think about what you were envisioning 6 months ago with the Gemini new moon in June. Now it's a turning point, this full moon. So when I talk about that, think, now what's happening here? So Aries, this is in your 3rd house of communication. So what have you been working on? You could get some news about something. It's also about your community and your neighborhood. So get out there and mingle on this full moon to make some great connections for you. Now, Taurus, your Saturn's going direct in your house of friends and teamwork and collaborations. So those folks that you wanted to really spurn a new friendship with, now you could move forward, work on a project together. The new moon is in your 7th house. Now that's the house of marriage and business partnerships. So maybe it's time to make something official for you folks. Maybe you want to start a new partnership. Maybe that friend is now going to turn into a romantic partner. There's a new cycle for you. Now, the full moon, that's in your house of money and values. Now, Taurus rules this house as well, Taurus. So now you might see some money coming in, or that promotion might happen. You know, have you been working on a contract for the last 6 months that maybe is going to get triggered? Now, Gemini, your Saturn is going direct in your house of career. So if you've been feeling that your career hasn't been moving forward as much as you'd like, you've got the go-ahead now. It's going to be moving forward quicker and easier. The new moon for you is in your 6th house, daily life, wellness, your habits. So now is the time to envision new, healthier routines and put it into action. It's also the house of pets. And when I was looking at this Gemini, maybe it's time for you to get that rescue pet you've been thinking about. Now, the full moon, that is in your first house. So it's a turning point here for you is figuring out who you are. You've been working on yourself and your personal goals. Don't listen to the skeptics. Don't sacrifice. It's still all about you and your dreams. Now, Cancer, Saturn's going direct in your 9th house. That's fun, adventure, time to take that class. Have you been thinking about a trip all these 6 months? Now is the time for you to go. Take that class, publish that book. Your new moon is in your 5th house. That's romance. It's family, it's children. Maybe you want to add to your family. It's the creative time. Think about that project. Your talents are shining. And the full moon for you is in your 12th house. 12th house is also about endings, so that may be a turning point of what you need to let go. What have you been working on? It's kind of like the should I stay or should I go? Now, Leo, the Saturn's going direct in your 8th house. Shared finances, intimate relationships, legal issues. Something's been pending. Now those things could finally move forward. Your new moon is in your 4th house of home and family, so you have a whole new cycle in your home and family coming up for the next 6 months. Maybe you'll decide to sell or renovate or change your family dynamics. And the full moon, well, that's in your house of friends, very social time for you. If things haven't been going smoothly in your group of friends, now the air could get cleared. Maybe you want to join a new group or hang out with new folks. Virgo, Saturn is going direct in your 7th house of marriage and business partnerships. So now you could finally close that deal, or maybe now it's time to pop the question you've been thinking about for 6 months. The new moon in your house of communications in your neighborhood. Maybe there's a project you've been envisioning to start to work on. It's also about short-term trips, so maybe you find yourself suddenly wanting to go a few hours away from home. Now, the full moon, that's in your house of career. So for the last 6 months, you've been thinking about a promotion or changing up a job. Now you got the go-ahead. Now something's going to turn in that direction, and a new opportunity might come up for you. Now, Libra, Saturn's going direct in your 6th house. Organization. Have you been meaning to change your clothes for the seasons, cleaning up that house, there a project, or maybe you too are thinking of adopting a pet? Now, your new moon is in your 2nd house of money, so it's a new chapter for you about money and finances. Maybe you're coming up with a new way to make some money or a new way to invest. The full moon is in your 9th house, expansion, studies, travels. So for you, maybe it's time to get on that faraway place you've been wanting to go to or do that podcast. Now, Scorpio, happy birthday, Scorpio. Saturn is going direct in your 5th house. That's your love life. So that means you could show some progress there. It's also your house of creativity, those projects. Your creativity is highlighted, Scorpios. Make yourself known. The new moon, that's in your 1st house. It's your 1st house of setting goals and dreams and what you want to do for the next 6 months about you. And the full moon is in your 8th house, shared finances. It's also a pretty sexy time in the 8th house for you. So that relationship might take a big turn right around the full moon. Sagittarians, your birthday at the end of the month. Saturn's going direct in your 4th house. Home, domestic life. You've been thinking about changing your living situation, what's going on in your house, maybe renovating. Everything can move forward now in your home. The new moon is in your 12th house, your spiritual house, so what you've been working on, inner work, meditation, it's really time to listen to your gut and your intuition. And on the full moon, that's in your 7th house, marriage, business partnerships. Maybe it's time to seal that. Have you too been thinking about making something official? That could happen on the full moon. Now, Capricorn, Saturn's going direct in your 3rd house of communication, so if you've been waiting to hear about something, now things are going to clear up. Wherever it's been slowed in anything communications can move forward now. The new moon's in your 11th house of friends, groups, collaborations. It's very social time. Get out, party, network. And the full moon is in your 6th house, wellness, organization. Time to clean house, get those habits in order, make sure you're taking care of yourself. Aquarius, Saturn's going direct in your 2nd house. Money should start moving for you, Aquarius, now if it's been slow. The new moon is in your career. Time to go after that job you want. Envision what you want to set in motion for the next 6 months. If you need new training, go out and get it. Put it in place. The full moon is in your 5th house, playtime. So there's a turning point there in your romance life. So maybe there's someone you're flirting with, and now you really want to make it into a full-blown love affair. Pisces, Saturn, direct in your sign. It's all about you. Now you can move forward with the goals of what you want and what you've been planning. Your new moon's in the 9th house, so you'll be seeking new experiences and travel and taking new studies, expanding your philosophy of life. And your full moon is in your house of family and home. Get ready for the holidays. Get the family together. Do some great cooking. Gather and have peaceful, wonderful family time. So I think we could navigate this all, Sarah. I think we're going to be able to move forward in a lot of ways and kind of stay cool and centered. That's how we're going to get through November.
That's how we're going to get through November, and it's going to help us leap into December. And then before you know it, we'll be wrapping things up. Now, final question before we go. We have so many callers on the board. But this eclipse energy that we just completed, this lunar eclipse, how long will we feel the effects of this, and what can we expect in the months to come because of the solar and lunar eclipse?
Well, they were forcing major changes for all of us, and we're going to be feeling it for quite some time. And, it's as all the energies continue to interact with each other, they're pretty powerful. So, yes, the eclipse, we're past the actual events, but are we still feeling it? Yes, we could see it all over the world flaring up. And it's steering us to make restitution of things we need to make better in the world and in our personal lives. So, yeah, I wish I could say it was going to ease up, but I think we're going to be feeling it certainly through the end of the year.
All right. Well, Stacie, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom, your connection to the stars. And for those of you who want to have a consult with Stacie, no better time than to tune in to your stars and your astrological chart than coming into this new 2024. And it makes a fabulous gift if you want to give someone the opportunity to have their chart done. You can go to destinyinthestars.com and be sure to read Stacie's bio and get a look at some of the services she offers and book your appointment with Stacie. I know that it's going to be most advantageous during these interesting astrological and spiritual times to have all the information you can so that you're prepared as life unfolds. Stacie, as always, thank you so much. Can't believe we're getting ready to close out another year of having you on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. We greatly appreciate you.
Oh, thank you so very, very much, Sarah. It's been wonderful, and I look forward to navigating the stars with you next month.
All right. Thanks so much. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
866-972-7247. We just heard from Stacie Holler from destinyinthestars.com. Be sure to visit Stacie's website and learn more about the services. And if you haven't had your chart done, or you need a refresher, or you need to understand why you are where you are, Stacie's the person to touch base with and really take a look at what the stars have for you. Now, I know we have people who've been on hold for a while, so before I go to commercial break, I know, sponsors, people, you got to wait, radio station. I got to go back to the phone lines. And I have Udaline, and Udaline is in Boston. Udaline, how are you tonight?
I am good. Yourself?
I'm doing well. Udaline, if you could speak up just a little bit for me to hear you better.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
I hear you a little better. So
Okay,
go right
how are
ahead.
you?
Yeah, I'm great. Thank you. So what is your question?
I remember we spoke at the end of September, and after I've done what you told me to do,
Yes.
like a day or two after I slept, it's like I saw like a black man that is that I was running, and there was like more people that was running with me and stuff like that, and then I saw that the man is all in black, and he come and stab me in the back and in the middle of my spine.
Wow.
It's been a lot going on. Yeah.
So let's look at that dream for a minute if
I'm
we
just
can,
everywhere.
Udaline. As I look at the dream, especially since it happened in the dream state, right? And after we kind of do something to clear our energy, we try to disconnect from our enemies, right? So it's showing you that literally there are people who are looking to cause you some distress, to stab you in the back, to betray you, and there's like an energy that is kind of chasing you. And so we're trying to free you from any negative energy and move you forward so that you can accomplish what you want. I will tell you this, that 2023 into 2024 is, well, according to your soul, it's not really meant to be the easiest of years. I call them transformative years. It's a year where you break free of patterns of things that don't serve you. It's the year that you step into your own personal power and create some healthy boundaries. And so when I look at that, that gives me hope that as you pull yourself, literally extricate yourself from these kind of boogeyman vibrations, you'll be able to put yourself on a stronger path in the 2024 time. Udaline, is there a specific question that I can answer for you before I bid you farewell on this call?
There was one more, but that was like really bothering me, but it was like another dream, but I don't know if you're able to clarify it for me.
Well, I want you to look at
It's really short.
I want you to look at the fact that you are intuitive of your own nature, and that whatever's coming up for you in the dream state is showing you what you need to know. So what is the short synopsis of the dream that you want to share with me?
Okay, so I was while I was in the dream, I was walking around and I saw that I grabbed his phone and I was looking at it, and then but while I grabbed it, I was running away, and I saw like I was in my menstrual, and it was like dripping, like drip on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you can like specify.
So
it
yes,
here,
so what I
understand.
can share with you is this. So that is a purification, right? That is a resetting, right? So that's what happens, once a month in a woman. It's a clearing out of the old energies, a peeling away of things that have built up, and it's releasing. So that was a clearing, right? So we are releasing things associated with that person that needed to be released. Okay? So it's a purification is the word I want to give you for that. All right? All right, Udaline, thank you so much for calling into the show.
Thank you.
We greatly appreciate it, and we look forward to hearing from you again. And pay attention to those dreams. If I were you, I'd jot them down so that you can notice the pattern and have a record of them. All right? Okay. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bye. We're going to pull on Facebook and YouTube. I need to see what's going on my friends on Facebook and YouTube. I know they've been hanging on, so thank you so much for hanging on and watching the show. We greatly appreciate it. And let's see who we have on our Facebook and our YouTube page. Let's see who we've got. All right, we've got Lorianne, and Lorianne says, I am feeling so much anger these days. This is not normal for me. What is that about? And she gives her birth. So Lorianne, I feel like it's a lot of unprocessed emotions, a lot of things that we haven't really been able to say. I also see this energy here of you needing to get yourself in better order and balance. And I need you to look at the years 2019, and I need you to look at the years of 2010. What was going on with you then, and that had you feeling unsure, uncertain, and not supported? Where were the difficulties there, and what have you not resolved from those particular timelines, the 2019 into 2020 and the 2010 into 2011? Take a look at that, because there's a lot of things that haven't been spoken. You've allowed resentment to build up, and where resentment is difficult to find the energy of love. I would take the time to journal every day and let those feelings come out. And there you'll find the root. Seems to be connected to a particular person. That's where my guides are leading me. So thank you so much, Lorianne, for your YouTube question. Glad to have you on YouTube. Who else do we have on YouTube and Facebook? We definitely want to answer some more questions for all of you. There we go. We've got Cindy Higgins. Cindy says, I guess the opening described her so much, and she says, tomorrow will be 1 year since she almost died, and she's very grateful. Do I see anything for you? Well, Cindy, I know it's been a rough year, and I know there's been a lot of emotions, but gratitude is definitely the emotion to have, given that you are still here to continue your physical journey here on earth. Cindy Higgins, when I look at what happens for you in this time, this year of 2024 gives you a new creative way of living your life. I see you kind of breaking out of things that didn't serve you anymore, a routine that needs to be dismissed and a new one that needs to be created so that you can feel this energy of being in rhythm with the you you've come to be. It is really important that you are the you you've come to be. And this is going to be a powerful year for you, 2024. So look for all the blessings that are the exact reason why you're still here on the planet. And be sure to thank your angels tomorrow, because we know that they swooped in and made sure that you still had the time that the divine had for you. We're going to take another question from Facebook and YouTube. Let's see who we have here. And we'll wait for that question. We have Jeanette Costello. Jeanette, good to have you back here. She'd really love a message. It's been a tumultuous few years. And then she says, P.S., I've missed you. So Jeanette Costello, we've missed you too. And we miss the good old days of hanging out with you at booths and convention centers and all the fun that we used to have when we were more on tour, when we were on tour with our business. But Jeanette, I want you to know that this year is a time for you to really be in this order of expansion, creativity. I feel like family relationships and things have been a little bit uncomfortable. I know that a move that you made may have not brought you all the outcomes that you desire. It has not quite been the easiest of transformations, but next year things seem more level, more balanced, and allows you to be in your creative energy. And there I feel like we're going to have a powerful opportunity to launch a fabulous product. I can just see it in my mind. We'll have to talk offline about that, Jeanette, because you've got some real creative opportunities coming to you. Thanks so much, Jeanette Costello, for your Facebook question. All right, everyone, we're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. And then when we come back, we've got more calls to answer right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah at 866-972-7247. Stay with us, my oldie station. Stay with us, Miami and South Florida. We're so glad to have you here. We'll be right back.
I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your soul? Because you know that you know me.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your soul? Because you know that you know me. Every soul has its story, like a movie playing in a different theater. And the characters, they change like water into wine. Everything comes when the stars align.
Let's go. We are here live on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and we've got to go back to our phone lines. Go, 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 go. We've had a busy show tonight, and I just like this song, and everything comes when the stars align. So if your life isn't where you want it to be, the stars have to align. We need things to align here. And we've got to go back to phone lines. I've got Sharon. And Sharon is on the line. Sharon, thank you so much for holding. Good to have you here on the show. How are you tonight?
Hi, Sarah. I'm doing fine. And you? How are you doing?
I am doing well. Good to reconnect with you, Sharon. Sharon, what is your burning question for us?
Okay, the first thing that I want to do, I just want to thank you so much because I was having so much problems about my son in around July, August with his job. So I just want to thank you so much. He got his job back and everything is fine. So I thank you for giving me all of those prayers to pray for him. So
Wonderful.
Everything is fine with that. So I just want to thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. And I continue to send prayers, and I wish him the best and tell him I'm very happy for him. You know, I do believe, and thank you for mentioning that, and I want to share this with our listeners. When we find ourselves in a pickle, whatever the pickle may be, that is seemingly unjust, unfair, right? I have a lot of people come to me and they say, this is not fair, this is unjust, this person's doing this. And I'm like, okay, that's what people are doing. And people are doing what people are doing because wounded people, triggered people, emotionally imbalanced people are creating a ruckus. And at that time, all of the energies happen to fall on you. And now you become the target, or you become the byproduct of a lot of dysfunctionalism, and sometimes get the short end of the stick. So when that happens to any of us, and it's happened to your son, it's happened to me, it's happened to everyone, when we find that we feel that we are getting the short end of the stick, remember this, God is in control. And that's why I always tell people, stop complaining, stop talking about what's wrong, stop pointing out what's wrong with other people, stop humming and hawing about all the things that have been done wrong to you, and how this person did this and that person did this, and how you have to keep going over your emotions and feeling that anger, that angst, that hurt, that pain. Stop. Just stop. Drop and get on your knees, and it doesn't have to be literal, and pray, because the only justice is God's justice. The divine creator has the final say. If you allow yourself to be caught up in a ball of negative soot, then it's on you. And then chances are those people are going to win at what they deviously are trying to put together against you. And yes, everyone listening, there are people in the world who will deviously create a problem because they have something against you. And you'll say, but what did I do? I'm a nice person. I didn't do anything to deserve this. Why me? And my spiritual teacher would say, why not you? Because people have to find something wrong with someone else so that they can't look at themselves. And that's where they are. So I'm glad your son had great success because you prayed, and I know he prayed. And I advise everyone, if you're in a pickle, pray. Go and pray. And if you don't know what to pray, email me at sarahspiritual.com and we'll tell you what to pray. Because there are prayers that unlock the keys of success and can undo any injustice. It's just we as humans are not trained to believe it's possible. So thank you so much for sharing that. Congratulations to your son. And Sharon, what's your question for us?
So my thing is, you know, I have a daycare, and all of a sudden, I hardly have any kids in the daycare. I just want to know, like, everything just went like dry, you know. So I just wanted to just have an idea, like, what's happening.
Yes.
If you see anything happening.
So let me share with you. I'll share with you this.
Yes.
What you're expressing as a business owner, I have heard from a lot of business owners. Like all of a sudden, some things have kind of seemed to dry up, seem to stop up. And I really feel that if people can save some money or do something to help themselves during these times, they're trying to find ways to pull back. Now, I also understand that people need daycare if they're going to go to work. But if people are losing their jobs, they can't have daycare. So, because they're home to take care of their child. And so what I say to you is you need to reach out and connect with different people, more people, so that it's really a numbers game and you almost have like a waiting list of people waiting to come in. And I feel like you had all your eggs in the basket and now 4 eggs dropped and you got 2 little eggs popping in. So that's not much of a daycare, is it?
Yes. So what are you saying?
So I'm saying is that, you know, what I'm saying here is that not all of it is someone's against you, there's negative energy. Not all of it is that, okay? It's literally indicative of some of the times that people are in. So I am encouraging you to re-strategize how you find your potential daycare participants. Where can we go to drum up new business? Where can we advertise? Who can we connect with? What schools do we want to align ourselves with in case people need aftercare? or they have their child in school, but they have a little one who's not quite ready, or they can't quite afford a pre-K program because it's too expensive. So you would be a happy, great substitute for them. I want you to align with those places. I want you to go to the Chamber of Commerce and let people know who you are in your community. I want you to put something on an ad in an Instagram, in a Facebook, in something that can attract people. And I don't necessarily mean you have to pay for the ad. I mean, there are ways to post things and let people know you exist. I feel like you don't have enough new energy coming, so that when the people in your daycare kind of got a little wonky, and I do feel like there was one troublemaker in the bunch. So I don't know if there's one parent that you really kind of had a weird vibe from anyhow. I just feel like somebody didn't have good intentions when they were there, or their child was there. So, I want you to spiritually clean out your daycare center. So someone will say to me, Sarah Spiritual, what does it mean to clean out a daycare center? What do? You spiritually mop. What is spiritual mopping? Mopping is when you take a blend of different herbs and oils and blessed waters, as I've created, in different floor washes, and you mop out the daycare. And you take all the negative energy and you throw the bucket out. So we get a floor wash. And then we take a floor wash and we bring all the good energy in. Then we smoke out the place. We take some copal, something stronger than sage, some copal, some esterake, and we put it on some charcoal, and we burn the charcoal, and then we allow it to smoke up, and we clear the energy. We then spray some good vibration spray. These are all things that Sarah Spiritual either creates and sells.
So can I call you so I can call? Do I have to write the names down so I can ask for them when I call?
I think that's a great idea because, they know I recommend a lot of different things. So
exactly. Can you tell me the names again?
Yes. So your floor wash would be break and remove.
Break. 1 second.
And then after break and remove, another floor wash, and we'll explain how they work in the instructions we send you. The next one would be ray of light.
Ray.
And then you want to get good vibration spray.
Good.
And then you want to get charcoal.
Charcoal.
And copal. And then he'll help you from there.
How do you spell copal?
C-O-P-A-L, copal.
Okay, all right.
And then we'll school you
Thank
from
you,
there.
Sarah.
You're welcome, Sharon. We'll give you all the schooling you need. And these things are available on my ExpeditoEnlightenmentCenter.com website as well. Yes. So you go to ExpeditoEnlightenmentCenter.com, and all of these items should be there. And they actually, that's the best place to find them. I think that's the best place to find them all.
Okay.
All right. All right, honey. Thank you so much. You're welcome, Sharon.
Thank you again.
You're welcome.
Right,
good luck to your son. Bye.
Bye-bye.
866-972-7247. We've got to go to Texas from New York. We got to go to Texas, deep in the heart of Texas. I've got Esther on the line. I'm just wondering what's going on with Esther tonight. Esther, how are you?
I am doing well, Sarah. And yourself?
I'm doing well. We're counting up to your birthday. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am. I'm ready.
Good. And so, Esther, what is your burning question for me?
You're going to laugh, but I'm going to ask it. I've been talking to somebody from Facebook. I met this person. Is this a real person? Or is it an imposter? Because it sounds good, maybe because I've been single for 4, 5, 6 years, somewhere around there. But I'm just wondering, it feels like it's real sometimes. And I said, you know what, maybe I'm out of my spiritual vortex and in my head. So I said, I'm going to ask you to do the work for me, please.
All right. So, great question. What is their first name?
Austin.
Austin?
He said.
Okay. And when is his birthday?
I want to say December. I forgot. It's Capricorn. I know it falls under Capricorn. but I don't remember specifically. That's terrible.
Okay. And is he a little younger than you?
Yes, he said.
Yeah. And what state is he in?
He said he lives in New York, but he's out overseas working right now.
Yeah. So your spiritual ticker is kind of giving you like a question mark, correct?
Yeah, sometimes it feels real, but then I snapped out of it real quickly and said, am I being catfish or what? Or is it just me? I'm just
Well, I don't want to use a
myself.
term like a catfish, but I'm going to tell you that this person is not as authentic as they're letting themselves be shown. And this is not someone who is going to really amount to much of a relationship. So I would say, I'm glad you met someone. I'm just going to say next, this isn't your person, so we're going to keep it moving.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right. Well, then bid Austin farewell. So long, farewell. Alvida saying adieu, adieu, adieu to you and Austin. Okay, we're done with him. And just be open. There are a lot of great people who are on Facebook and all of these ways to connect. And I know that it's very possible for you to connect with someone, but he's not your special someone. All right, Esther, thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you for holding. Thank you for listening to the show. Greatly appreciated. And if I don't speak to you before your birthday, we wish you a very happy birthday. Bye for now. Bye.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye.
866-972-7247. Please write that number down. I would love if you join us next Wednesday night. We've got a special guest joining us. We have Karen Kay. She is the author of the Oracle of the Mermaids and the Oracle of the Fairies. She's a Hay House author. She's got her fabulous decks. And I'm going to be talking to her all the way from the UK. Great to be in connection with her. She and I have forged a little communication friendship, and we are looking forward to hearing about a new deck of cards that she's going to be launching. And then on the 15th of November, we have coming up our gratitude show. And this is one of our most sought after #1 shows that we always produce. And this is the show where we get to connect with other people who are going to talk to us about gratitude, and we really spread the gratitude, cheer, and love as we prepare for the Thanksgiving holiday. And I know that this may not seem like the holidays gone by. Maybe it hasn't seemed like the holidays for a long time, at least since 2020. But we have to remember that love is the key to all holidays, and that peace, harmony, happiness, and gratitude can go a long way. So as we prepare for our holidays and as we take stock in what we have and what we don't have, let's be grateful for where we are and what we do have and make the best of where we are and know that the universe is working diligently to help the world rebalance so that you and I can make the world a better place. And I hear that song in my head, put a little love in your heart. Oh, baby. So we're going to put a little love in our hearts, and we're going to share it out to the world. I thank you for listening to the show. Shh, don't tell, but you'll find out on Thursday. We've got a sale this weekend at the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in West Palm Beach. Be sure to visit us Friday and Saturday and take advantage of that sale. You'll need the coupon, so go to sarahspiritual.com if you're not already subscribed to my email, because we'll be sending that out tomorrow. And then I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday night when we have our guest, Karen Kay, live here on the show. Thank you. Good night. God bless you. And I am Sarah Spiritual.
There's a light that shines down upon me, and there's a light
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answer your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com.